Hello friends, today I am going to discuss the anomalous secondary growth in Dracaena stem. So Dracaena plant is an example of monocot. So theoretically we know monocot plant doesn't shows secondary growth because this lateral meristematic tissue cambium is absent in all monocot plants. So due to absence of this cambium, secondary growth is totally absent in most of the monocot plants, but rarely some plant shows secondary growth. For example, the plants like Dracaena, Agave, Aloe, Yucca. Another plants are also there. For example, cordyline is there, Sansevieria is there. So in these plants, Dracaena, Agave, Aloe, Yucca, Sansevieria, etc. Even though these plants, all these plants belongs to monocot, these plants shows the secondary growth, even though they are monocot. So the secondary growth which is observed in these monocot plants can be studied under the heading of anomalous secondary growth, or it is also known as abnormal secondary growth. That means even though these plants are belonging to monocot class, they show secondary growth. So this secondary growth shown by these plants is commonly studied under the heading of anomalous secondary growth or abnormal secondary growth. So this Bignonia plant belongs to monocot. It is an example of family Liliaceae. So if we observe the primary structure of this Dracaena, primary structure of this Dracaena stem is similar to the anatomy of typical monocot plant. For example, if we take maize is an example of monocot. So what is the anatomy of this monocot plant, maize stem? The maize plant shows the epidermis outermost covering. It is followed by hypodermis, which is sclerenchymatous, and it is followed by many such scattered vascular bundles. So such scattered vascular bundles in ground tissue. What is this tissue? This tissue is known as ground tissue. So in this ground tissue, all the vascular bundles are scattered. In this vascular bundle, if we observe, each vascular bundle possesses the two metaxylem elements in the form of such vessels, one protoxylem element, and at this region there is a phloem. So this phloem xylem bundle is surrounded by a sheath of sclerenchyma. That means here phloem is there, here xylem is there, which is lying on side by side to one another. That means the arrangement of the vascular bundle is conjoined, collateral, and closed. That means in between phloem and xylem, the location of phloem is here. Here is phloem. This is the Y-shaped xylem. So in between phloem and xylem, the cambium is absent. What is cambium? Cambium is a lateral meristematic tissue strip which is generally found in the dicot vascular bundles. That's why the vascular bundles in dicot, they are commonly called as conjoined, collateral, and open type of vascular bundle. So all monocots, including this maize, vascular bundles are scattered in the ground tissue. Vascular bundles are conjoined, collateral, and closed due to absence of cambium in between phloem and xylem tissue. And due to absence of this cambium, secondary growth is absent in most of the monocot plant. Rarely some plants show secondary growth. For example, Dracaena, Aloe, Agave, Yucca, Sansevieria, etc. So I am going to discuss today the abnormal or anomalous secondary growth in Dracaena stem. So in our first lecture we have discussed already what is the meaning of abnormal secondary growth? So abnormal secondary growth is nothing but if secondary growth shows any deviation from normal secondary growth, it is commonly considered as a abnormal secondary growth. So this Dracaena, anatomy of this Dracaena is similar to the typical monocot plant or all other monocot plants. That means epidermis is the outermost covering. It is followed by the ground tissue, and this ground tissue contains many vascular bundles. So these vascular bundles are closed. That means they are concentric and closed type. What is the meaning of the concentric? Concentric means the one of the conducting tissue is lying at the center, which is surrounded by another conducting tissue. For example, here this green dot indicates the phloem tissue, and this red band surrounding to this green dot, it indicates the xylem tissue. That means phloem lies at the center, it is surrounded by xylem. So this arrangement of conducting tissue in vascular bundle is commonly studied under the heading of concentric vascular bundle. So in Dracaena, vascular bundles are concentric and closed type. That means due to absence of the cambium in between xylem and phloem, vascular bundles are commonly called as a closed type. And due to this closed vascular bundle, due to absence of the cambium, secondary growth is not possible. Even though secondary growth is not possible in many monocot plant, this Dracaena shows secondary growth. So how secondary growth begins, I would like to discuss. So in the Dracaena stem, the vascular bundles are generally located at the central region. Peripheral region is free from vascular bundles. Peripheral region, ground tissue region, is lacking the vascular bundle. So when secondary growth begins, what happens? This tissue, ground tissue, is basically permanent tissue. It is not having the power of cell division. But in Dracaena stem, the peripheral ground tissue cells becomes meristematic and forms this cambium. So this yellow band is the band of cambium. This is the band of cambium. So this cambium, origin of this cambium in Dracaena is from permanent cells of ground tissue. That means the ground tissue cells, peripheral ground tissue cells, they becomes meristematic. Here ground tissue cells becomes meristematic and forms the cambium. So this is the abnormality, development of cambium from permanent cells of the peripheral ground tissue. So when this cambium develops, what is the activity of cambium? The cells of the cambium redivide constantly and adds the new cells. So during normal secondary growth, what this cambium behaves? During normal secondary growth, the cambium cells produces the secondary xylem cells at its inner side, and secondary phloem cells at its outer side. That means cambium produces two types of cells: secondary xylem cells at the inner side and secondary phloem cells at its outer side. But in Dracaena stem, when cambium develops from peripheral ground tissue cells, this cambium produces only secondary tissue in the form of secondary xylem and secondary phloem only at the inner side. That means secondary xylem and secondary phloem tissues are added by this cambium only at the inner side. So these secondary xylem cells and secondary phloem cells, which are produced by this cambium only at the inner side, they are metamorphosed into vascular bundles. That means these are the vascular bundles which are produced by this cambium. So another abnormality shown by this cambium, instead of producing two types of cells, cambium produces three types of cells. That means one type of cells produced by this cambium is in the form of secondary phloem. Another type of cells produced by this cambium are in the form of secondary xylem, and third type of cells are produced by this cambium are in the form of secondary parenchyma cells. That means this is the second abnormality. Cambium, instead of producing two types of cells like secondary xylem and secondary phloem, it also produces secondary parenchyma cells also. So when these secondary vascular bundles are added by this cambium at its inner side along with secondary parenchyma cells, later on this cambium also produces these secondary parenchyma cells at the outer side also. in some amount, secondary parenchyma cells are added by this cambium at the peripheral side. So when secondary tissues in the form of secondary xylem, secondary phloem are produced by the cambium at the inner side, they are converted into secondary vascular bundles. Secondary vascular bundles. When this secondary vascular bundles and secondary tissues in the form of secondary parenchyma are added by this cambium at the inner side, what happens? These primary vascular bundles, which are scattered in the ground tissue, these primary vascular bundles are pushed towards the center. They are pushed towards the center. That means when this cambium strip produces these secondary vascular bundles, the primary vascular bundles are pushed towards the center. So if we observe these secondary vascular bundles which are produced by this cambium, these secondary vascular bundles are oval in shape and more or less they are arranged in vertical rows. While these primary vascular bundles are arranged in scattered form. So this is the primary ground tissue in which these primary vascular bundles are scattered. If we compare these secondary vascular bundles with primary vascular bundles, these secondary vascular bundles are smaller in size and they are more or less arranged radially, while the primary vascular bundles are larger in size and they are scattered in the ground tissue, primary ground tissue. That means when this cambium adds more secondary xylem, more secondary phloem, which are converted into secondary vascular bundles and secondary parenchyma cells. So these secondary parenchyma cells, which are also added by this cambium at its peripheral side, it is known as outer ground tissue. When this cambium produces more and more secondary vascular bundles and secondary parenchyma tissue on at its outer side as well as inner side, the epidermis comes under stress and this epidermis ruptures. That means this primary protective covering, which is commonly known as epidermis. So this epidermis ruptures. When epidermis ruptures, the stem requires another protective layer. When epidermis ruptures, what will happen? There is a possibility of desiccation. Desiccation means excessive removal of water from the ruptured epidermis due to environmental forces, environmental conditions like temperature, wind velocity, etc. If inner tissues get exposed due to rupturing of the epidermis, there is a possibility of desiccation, means excessive loss of water. There is another possibility also, infection is also possible. That means in the environment, various pathogens are available in the form of bacteria, viruses, fungal spores, etc. If epidermis get ruptured, the pathogens also enter in the inner tissue and they can damage the tissue. So in order to prevent the infection caused by the organisms present in the environment in the form of bacteria, viruses as well as fungal spores, and in order to prevent the process of desiccation or excessive loss of water through the ruptured epidermis, the stem of Dracaena requires another protective covering. So this protective covering is produced in the form of quark layers. So during normal secondary growth, these quark layers are added by quark cambium. But in Dracaena stem, quark layers are added without development of quark. This is another abnormality during this abnormal secondary growth in Dracaena stem. That means these quark layers are not produced from cambium. That means these quark layers are produced from peripheral ground tissue cells. That means the peripheral ground tissue cells becomes meristematic. They divide periclinally and produces the rectangular thin walled cells. So these cells are initially living. Later on, they lose their protoplasmic components and they become thick due to deposition of secondary walls in the form of suberin. That means these rectangular or brick shaped compactly arranged cell layers are commonly known as quark layers. So again, the deeper lying cells of the cortex, again they divide periclinally and adds another layer of quark. That means 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer, 4 layer, such layers are added one above the other. So if we observe the multi-storied building, what is the appearance of this multi-storied building which is looking from long distance? As like this multi-storied building, the quark is looking. Quark is looking like multi-storied building. That's why name given to this quark layers is storied quark. Name given to this quark is storied quark. Or tires, T-I-R-E-S, tires, or layers, or multi-storied building like structure is observed in case of this quark layers. That means this development of quark without development of cambium is the abnormality shown by this Dracena state. So if we observe the secondary growth, it shows the abnormalities in the form of development of three types of tissues by the cambium in the form of secondary xylem, secondary phloem, and secondary parenchyma. This is the first abnormality. Second abnormality, cambium produces three types of cells instead of two types of cells in the form of secondary xylem, secondary phloem, and secondary parenchyma. This is the second abnormality. Third abnormality shown by this abnormal secondary growth in Dracena, development of quark is without development of quark cambium. This is the next abnormality. And most important abnormality shown by this plant is, even though this plant is monocot, it is showing secondary growth. So that means this plant shows anomalous secondary growth even though it belongs to monocot class. So that's all about the abnormal secondary growth in this Dracena state. Thank you.